Hey guys, and welcome to Third World Britain. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you for all of your messages, and a special thank you to everybody who has signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'll go through all the messages. I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all the messages for definite. So, we have some serious fuel shortages going on. As you know, well, it's not actually fuel shortages. It's a lack of drivers that we have. You know, we've been going through for some time now, right? Due to the thing is, right, it's due to several different reasons, right? you know um it's basically hit us at basically the perfect storm, right? But the thing that's crippling us the most out of the pandemic, we didn't vote for that. We didn't vote for the pandemic. We didn't vote for lockdowns. Okay, we didn't vote for COVID. None of these things we voted for. Okay, you see where I'm going with this now, right? We voted right for Brexit. We voted to do ourselves economic harm, and economic harm is really kicking in now, because you see, when you have fuel shortages, yeah, the knock-on effects are immense all over the place, everywhere. The good thing is obviously the supermarkets and people like that. They have their own they have their own fuel, right? Most of them, right? So their lorries you will see their lorries on the roads all the time. But obviously, like that doesn't. There's not many people who can actually do that. I believe the Royal Mail can do that as well, right? Um, not all the police, not all the police can do that. Because I often see police officers filling up their cars in petrol stations and things like that. So there might be a lot of police services who don't have fuel, right, as well. They can get caught up in all of this as well. And then you see we've also got the problem of the emergency services personnel needing to get to work, right? Because if they haven't got any fuel in their personal vehicles to get to work, then obviously that makes it very difficult. And the amount of people that have left their vehicles on the side of the road, do you know what I mean? On the vehicles on the side of the road. As I say, yeah, welcome, right, to third world Brexit Britain. I wonder if you racist, xenophobic, bigoted, right, Brexiters, right, are happy with what you've done, right? You really think that this is, because, you know, what amazes me, yeah, is that, you know, once the 100,000, once those 100,000 lorry drivers' jobs are filled, well, once they get up to probably like another, once they've got to 30,000 or whatever, right? Then, right, the wages for those guys will start to go down. So whether it's British drivers or drivers from or foreign drivers, their wages, right, once they've got the amount they need, their wages will go down, because all of these companies, every single one of these companies, yeah, it's not like, yeah, especially the big boys. I'm not talking about any small individuals, because they can't afford to pay those big wages, right? But especially the big boys, it's not like they couldn't have paid these wages all the time. They could have paid these wages all the time, right? But you know what's happened in this country, yeah? They've allowed, right, you, especially you Brexiters, because it's all people like you. They've convinced people like you that unions are bad. That's what they've done. Unions are really bad, right? So you see, so for example, let me give you an example. Yeah, you'll have say a union gives like a political party. Let's just say the Labour. Let's just for example, let's just say the Labour Party. So a union gives the Labour Party £1 million, right? And then say, right, let's just say maybe to the Conservative Party, right? An individual, Sir Hoity Toity, right? Say he gives £100,000 to the Tories. The union's given 1 million, right? Lord Hoity Toity, he's given 100,000. The union has thousands of members. Okay, that's whose interests the union is giving the Labour Party that money for, because they've got thousands of different interests, and that money, right, is for, so they can get some influence, right, for their thousands of members. Okay, Lloyd Hoity Toity, he's giving that 100 grand, yeah, because you know what, he expects something in return for him. That's it, just for him one. Yeah, they're dealing with, they're dealing, right, with thousands of people. He's just dealing with him one, right? But they've convinced you people, right, that unions are bad, right? Why do you think, yeah, why do you think they could manage to sell off all the industries in this country? Right. Once upon a time, yeah, the farmers, they had a great union once upon a time, but the supermarkets got in there and just managed to just split them all up, and that was that, right? So this is what these people have done over the years, right? They've convinced you that, oh, unions are terrible, they're really bad, they're no good for you. When Who do you think unions are there for? Unions are there for us, for the working classes. But they've managed to convince. You see, this is the thing with these guys. It's all sleight of hand. Yeah, everything is sleight of hand. How have they convinced you, right, that instead of, right, people who are hoarding millions of pounds, right, are the problem? But no, they're not the problem. They've convinced you they're not the problem. The people who are the problem, are the people who are beside you, right? The people who are at the same level as you. They're the real problem. People who are below you, they're the real problem. Yeah, single mothers, they're the real problem. Yeah, the work shy, right? Disabled people, yeah, immigrants, black people, Asians, right? They're the problem. Yeah, gypsies, they're all the problem. They're the problem, right? When they're not the problem. They're not the problem, right? The problem is class. Okay, me and you, working class people, are the same class. We're just a different colour of the same class, but we're the same class. We're not the same class as them people. They're in a different class to us, but they've managed to convince you people that somehow you're with them. And this is why, yeah. This is the reason why I always just say that you people are a bunch of xenophobic, bigoted, racist arseholes, because that's the only thing I can bring it back down to. I can't think of any other reason, right? Any other reason as to why you would deliberately vote against your own interests. I can't think of any other reason. See, so that's the thing. So that's why I always just bring it down to. I always just bring it down to. It's got to be a race thing, because even look, when if you see something about Black Lives Matter, I see your reaction to the white people in Black Lives Matter, right? And you treat them like black people. Do you know what I'm saying, right? So this is what I say. This is what I could only bring it down to, right? You allow these people to get in. Do you know what I mean? And just put a wedge in between us. And I don't know how how you've done that, right? When where me and you can live next door to each other, right? And Jacob Rees-Mogg is living in a stately home, or his £5.5 million in house in London, right? That he bought so he could be close to where he does his job for around £80,000 a year. So you see, that's some next level hypocrisy. Yeah, but because how the hell? I don't understand that, right? How you can look at a man, right, who can buy a house for 5.5 million in London to do a job for 80 grand a year, so he could be closer to it. I mean, you've got these guys taking holidays that cost £3,500 a night. Right? Prime Minister's buying wallpaper for £1,000 a roll, and somehow, those people have convinced you that you are with them, they are with you, they've got your back. Now, does it look like Boris Johnson has got your back? Hmm? Does it? Because to me, yeah, it looks like Boris Johnson has shafted us, right? And I have to say us because you know what? I'm involved in your bullshit. You've involved me, right, in this fucked up, disgusting country. You've involved me in it, right? So I'm involved. So Boris Johnson has shafted us, right? And does it look like Boris Johnson is in control of anything, of any of this? You know, right now, yeah, they're just whistling in the wind, right? And you know, London is grinding to a halt. London is grinding to a halt, right? The once upon a time the world's greatest capital is grinding to a halt. I hope that you red wall voters, yeah, are happy, right? You know, because you know you're certainly leveling London down to where you guys are, right? Because that's all your actions. That's all your actions have done. Do you know what I mean? That's all your actions have done, right? You people have destroyed this country. You've completely, you know, we've got petrol queues. We've got people rationing petrol. You know, some places you can only get £20 worth of petrol. £20. Some places 30. There's been fights on forecourts, right? People busting fights, right? Throwing fists, right? You know, man in fisticuffs, right? You know, Queensberry rules up inside some petrol stations, right? One man pulled out, you know, he filled up his car and then he pulled out a jerry can too. One next guy said to him, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Mind your business, man." Next thing you know, the two of them was rolling in the petrol station fighting. Yeah? This is Brexit Britain. Welcome to third world Brexit Britain. And you know who I blame for this? Obviously Boris Johnson. Obviously. Right? But I blame the media as well. Because the media didn't need to tell us, right, that BP had closed 4 petrol stations. The media didn't need to tell us that. They could have just kept that as some local shit, right? And none of this would have been happening, right? But the minute, you know, Grant Shapps started talking, oh, don't panic, buy, and Boris Johnson, right? You know Boris Johnson, yeah, the one who quoted Kermit the Frog, yeah. It ain't easy being green, right? At the UN, that Boris Johnson, right? That man that you've got, right, representing us, the clown, okay, the man who made us just look stupid in America and at the made us look like a bunch of fucking assholes, just really idiots, right? But as I said, right, the media has handled this really badly, really bad. The media's handled this. Do you know what I mean? You know, Brexit Britain, right? That's what this is. Third world. You know, I was saying before that we was at a second world status, and now we've reached that third world status. Our next thing, yeah, we're going to be like how they are. What they just do. What I see them doing in Nigeria. Yeah, they're going just like go and break open some the oil, you know, the oil lines to get some fuel out of there. Do you know what I mean? Next thing you know, a spark, a woof, everything gone. Everybody's burned up. Right? Imagine, right? Imagine what's going on in this country. Imagine you couldn't make this shit up. Have I mentioned Yellowhammer at all this week? I can't remember if I mentioned Yellowhammer, but I should have mentioned Yellowhammer, right? Which told about all of this, Yellowhammer. But at the moment, yeah, Boris Johnson, right? Have I got like I must have some type of crystal ball or something, innit? Because yesterday, what was I saying yesterday about Boris Johnson going to open up to try and get some EU drivers in? And apparently he's going to make an announcement sometime tomorrow or later today. He's going to make an announcement say that oh, we're going to allow 5,000 to come in. So say, oh, come in and help. You see, this is the thing, yeah. Boris Johnson thinks he can treat these people like one of his mistresses. Right, you know what you should do. He must think that all these drivers are named Jennifer Arcuri. Oh, lovely bit of a Tory totty. How the hell, right? You gotta go and take people. Yeah, we allow 5,000 you to come in, but only for a limited amount of time, and then you can fuck off. Right? When they've got to come over, and there's a whole heap of different nonsense. They need CPC, right? And then they've got that aisle 35. I think it's aisle 35 or aisle 33, something like that, right? But you see what that is, right? Again, you know what that is again, right? When I'm hearing about this, I'll just realise what that is again. It's a new tax for the working class, right? So they say, you know what? Jeff Bezos, he don't even need to pay 3% tax. His tax is 2.7% or something like that, right? But they say, you know what? All them drivers, them drivers who are probably taking, these guys are probably like taking 30, 40, 50 grand, yeah? And they're fiddling a little bit of tax, right? They might be fiddling a little bit of tax, right? But these guys are like, no, we can't allow that. No. Right? We're not going to allow these drivers, to get away with £150 a month. No way. No. So they just fling on this new tax on them, right? So they say, no, you're not allowed to be self-employed in that way anymore, right? Now make sure everything has to go through the books, right? So we could get our little piece, because you know what, you people is not rich enough to avoid tax. The fuck do you think you are, right? You're not rich enough for that shit, right? Yeah, people who avoid tax, they can pay accountants to do that shit for them. Right, there's no loopholes for working class. Right, you own one or two lorries, right, or you work for a firm, self-employed. No. Even if it's £75 a month, we want that. We want that. And you say, what about Jeff Bezos? What the fuck has Jeff Bezos got to do with you, motherfucker? Right, you're fucking sick. You're working class. Know your motherfucking place. God, right? But that's who these people are. That's what you've got to understand, right? That's why they brought in that new tax, right? So now, these drivers in the EU, they can get good money. They can already get good money over in France and Germany and all them places there, and they don't have to come and work in a hostile environment with a big bunch of sack of disgusting racist Brexiters. They don't have to come right, and service you, right? Why would they want to come and service you when you don't even like them? Right? You're lucky, They're the type of people, if they know who you are, they'll spit in your food, right? Because you know what? You've got a aura of hate around you. All you Brexiteers, you've got this aura of hate around you. Right? I've been listening to the radio all day, listening to people come on there and try and defend some of this shit, and then say, you know what, Brexit voter, because only someone who voted Brexit, will try and defend this. You can't fucking defend this. How the fuck can you defend this? You defend this. There's people waiting. There's people waiting for 3 hours to get petrol or diesel, right? There's people leaving their cars on the side of the road because they can't get fuel. Okay? Right? That is what's going on in Brexit, right? Third world Britain. And you see it as well. Right? And remember what I said, remember all the people from the emergency services, right? And people who are carers and all these type of people, they need fuel. They need their fuel. They've got to have it. Right? Because otherwise they can't go around and do their rounds. The nurses can't go to hospitals, the doctors can't go into the hospitals, and all the lorry drivers, right? They've got to get to work, they've got to drive their vehicles to work. If people who work for the AA, right, they've got to get to work, so they've got to be able to get fuel, right? So London is grinding to a halt, right? Something. I just hope all of you Tories, right? All of you Tories, you TiVos, I'm talking about you real Tories as well now. All you real Tories, right? You TiVos, right? You working class Tories and you Brexiters. You are the people who are fucking responsible for this shit, right? And you people are a big bunch of fucking racist dicks, right? Because you have destroyed this country, destroyed it, right? You understand, yeah, that hospitals, yeah, are having to limit chemo sessions because they don't have enough staff, right? And you know, a lot of the staff, yeah, was from the EU. A lot of these was trained people, right? People in there caring for people, right, who have got cancer, and they're dealing with their, you know, giving them chemotherapy. But a lot of these people haven't come back to this country, right? So that is the extent. The medications, people can't get their medications, right? People are suffering bad in Britain right now, right? You know, we dragged the Scots out of the EU. The Scots are really pissed. We dragged them out of the EU. Right? No wonder they want independence away from us. They want to get the fuck away from you Brexiters and you dirty conservatives, you disgusting TiVos. They want to get the fuck away from you. Right? Can you blame them? You can't blame them. Right? They need to get away from you. Right? Because you people, yeah, like, you know, people, you know, when we're down to people with you know, they can't get their chemo sessions, have to be cut down, not because they haven't got enough staff. You people should feel ashamed of yourself. You should feel ashamed, right? You are a big bunch of losers, right? And you people, yeah, you know, your life must be so horrible. You know, that's all I could think. Yeah? Your life must be just so empty with no love in it, right? If you right have fallen out with your family members or your friends, right, because you voted for Brexit, how the fuck do you feel now? Have you? I hope that you've gone back to them and you've apologised and you said to them, "Listen, I know I was wrong. I'm really sorry, but you know something? There's so much of you that are so fucking racist that you could never ever do that because you're too racist." Right, and because of your disgusting racist actions, right, this country is in destruction. It's gone over the cliffs. It's just about to hit the floor, right? You know, and we're talking about, you know, we're talking about a good drop from a mountain, right? And we end up hitting the fucking ground, right? Because of your disgusting racism, right? I've had to live this shit my whole fucking life, and I'm tired of you people. I am tired. I am sick of you people, right? You people are the worst in the world. You're the worst kind of people in the world because all you do is bring misery wherever you are in the world. You bring misery, and it's all you people from the right. Yeah, you're just a horrible bunch of people, disgusting, nasty, xenophobic, bigoted, racist idiots. Anyway, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.